Pre-operation surgical department. Doctors are preparing for surgery. The patient will undergo a liver transplant. Medical staff are wearing shoe covers, bathrobes, caps and gloves, which will protect them from infection. This special clothing for doctors is produced 200 kilometers from Kyiv in the town of Smila in Cherkasy Oblast. A large enterprise for production of such clothing was founded in 1992. Since then, the firm has become one of the largest medical clothing manufacturers in Ukraine. Now we will show how disposable clothing is made. Among them are gowns, caps, masks and shoe covers. This is the only Ukrainian company that's used medical gowns without threads. How disposable shoe covers replace bathing caps and copying paper. She came to work in the factory and 10 kilometers a day. It's hard to believe, but surgeons and nurses didn't use workwear until the early 20th century. The surgery was more like a theater show, which dozens of students were observing the process. The medical staff did not even use gloves, the tools were not sterilized, and instead of workwear, doctors wore a simple apron that protected their clothing from blood stains. Fortunately, everything was changed by an English surgeon, Joseph Lister, who is considered the father of antiseptics. It was he who introduced the idea of using methods of preventing the penetration of infectious agents into the human body. Lister's ideas came to fruition only after his death in 1918, when the Spanish flu epidemic broke out. It was then that some surgeons started wearing cotton gauze masks. Nowadays, special clothing is indispensable for medical staff. Moreover, it is sterile and disposable. About 400 people work at the clothing manufacturing company. The manufacture of medical clothing begins with the cotton section. This canvas comes in huge scrolls of modern non-woven fabric, such as Spunbond, Spunlace, SMS and plastic wrap. Spunbond is eco-friendly, a 100% polypropylene non-woven fabric. Its production is carried out by melting of polymers, that is, high molecular weight compounds. In the manufacture of Spunlace, modern technologies of processing natural pulp, natural fibrous substance contained in wood, cotton and flax are used. The composition of the Spunlace material is 80% viscose, artificial fibers, and 20% polyester, synthetic fibers. This makes it possible to obtain products that replace gauze and cotton wool in the medical sector. In addition, the materials of the Spunlace absorb moisture much better. And SMS material is made on the basis of Spunbond. 100% consists of polypropylene fibers. It is characterized by the fact that its upper layers absorbs moisture well and retains it while maintaining breathability. This makes the material indispensable in healthcare. First, the canvas should be applied to the table for further cutting. In order to set up to 250 layers of materials, these two craftswomen have to walk about 10 kilometers each day. On another table, the craftswomen paint the canvas. This process can be performed with the help of templates, in other words, pre-made cardboard billets, which will further cut the material. Or this can be done using a ruler. After the laying process, the canvas will be cut with a special sword knife. It is such a movable cutting knife with a sharpened blade based on an oiling system. When the blade falls under the tape saw, this machine cuts the material in the specified contour, so that in one cycle, which lasts for a few seconds, you can get up to 250 identical details. And on this machine, the master cuts holes of the required diameter in non-woven materials for the operating coating. After treatment of the necessary field, the patient is covered with one of the specialized coatings with cutouts through which the surgeon performs the operation. Such surgical openings make it impossible to contaminate a large operating area with biological fluid and blood, which reduces the risk of infection to the patient and the medical staff. And this is a sewing section. Here about 100 craftswomen work with materials that need stitching on special equipment. In particular, dressmakers make disposable medical gowns, which are essential in modern medicine. The used disposable bathrobe material is waterproof. It does not have a pile. It allows for maintaining sterility for a long time. Cotton textile fabrics do not prevent the penetration of harmful organisms, which is their main purpose. The disposable bathrobe should be super lightweight, so as not to interfere with movement. And here they also make bathrobes, but do not sew threads, but instead apply the process of ultrasonic welding. The edges of the dressing gown are assembled by the master and then combined with ultrasound technology on special equipment. And here is the packing section of complex coatings. Workers manually assemble ready-made materials for further medical use. These are operating coatings and diapers, as well as medical gowns. Disposable medical masks are made from Spunbond material at this site. This material has long become indispensable in the manufacture of face masks. Medical masks are used to protect the respiratory organs from pathogens that are transmitted by air droplets. These masks can be made in several layers. Filtering is located between two layers of non-woven fabric. This prevents bacteria from penetrating the filter, which provides protection for others and the person wearing the mask. Masks are manufactured in 3 stages. First, on this machine, the craftsman makes a form for the future product to the appropriate model and size. Then the craftsman places a wire inside the product, with the help of which the mask should be held on the nose and not fall off. Next is the process of soldering fasteners, ribbons or gum, depending on the model of the mask. They're designed for easy wearing. In addition, the mask will not slide off the face. It will stick close to the face. The fasteners are mounted on a special machine and automatically soldered to the mask. The products of this company are durable. Moreover, disposable masks are not damaged by moisture and contact with sunlight. And in this section is the process of manufacturing medical beret caps. The cap is one of the important elements of medical clothing. Its main purpose is to ensure sterility in the premises of hospitals, as well as during manipulation and surgery. Furthermore, this accessory is used in food and chemical production, in veterinary medicine, in short, wherever sterility is required. Medical caps are made of Spunbond. It is non-toxic and does not cause allergies when used. The production of caps at this enterprise is automated. The task of employees is to timely put material into the machine. Then the machine independently welds the gum to the cap and folds it. Depending on the consumer's needs, the process of packaging the product in containers is sterile and non-sterile. At this plant, another essential element was developed to maintain indoor cleanliness and sterility of shoe covers. They're tightened on the shoes, thus reducing the penetration of various infections. They're used in medical institutions, beauty salons, museums, kindergartens, and offices. Shoe covers are also made of Spunbond and plastic wrapping. The standard color of the protective material is blue. They're made automatically on the machine. Here the gum is welded to the product and the machine automatically packs the shoe covers. Workers say shoe covers are indispensable even in everyday life. Creative people use shoe covers as bathing caps. They're also used as a copier. After production, workers pack their products into special containers and carry out a sterilization process, which means the destruction of all bacteria and viruses. Sterilization is carried out with the gas method using ethylene oxide. Doctors are completing the operation. The surgical procedure was successful. Disposable medical clothing will be thrown into the trash. Then the products are disposed of by burning. The use of disposable sterile clothing significantly reduces the likelihood of infection with hospital infections, thus reducing the risk of complications in the post-surgery period. The Ukrainian company produces up to 1.5 million units of medical clothing and other materials every month. In all regional centers of Ukraine, there are medical representatives who provide timely delivery of products to hospitals, medical centers, and pharmacies. All leading distributors of the pharmaceutical market of Ukraine use the products of national manufacturers.